The Italian Wine Podcast is the community-driven platform for Italian wine geeks around the world. Support the show by donating at ItalianWinepodcast.com. Donate €5 or more and we'll send you a copy of our latest book, My Italian Grape Geek Journal, absolutely free. To get your free copy of My Italian Grape Geek Journal, click support us at ItalianWinepodcast.com or wherever you get your pods. Grazie mille.
Welcome to Wine, Food and Travel with me, Marc Millon, on Italian Wine Podcast. Listen in as we journey to some of Italy's most beautiful places in the company of those who know them best, the families who grow grapes and make fabulous wines. Through their stories, we will learn not just about their wines, but also about their ways of life, the local and regional foods and specialties that pair naturally with their wines, and the most beautiful places to visit. We have a wonderful journey of discovery ahead of us, and I hope you will join me. Welcome to Wine, Food and Travel with me, Marc Millon, on Italian Wine Podcast. Today it's my great pleasure to travel to the wine town of Marsala on the northwest coast of Sicily to meet my guest, Emanuele Russo, chef proprietor of Ristorante Le Lumie, which stands in a beautiful position overlooking Marsala and the Tyrrhenian Sea. It's a place I had a chance to visit this year, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm delighted to welcome Emanuele. Thank you so much for being my guest today. How are you, and is it a beautiful day in Marsala?
Ciao Mark, it's a beautiful day. Today is a wonderful day in Marsala. It's a good day and the sun and good temperature. It's a fantastic today.
Quasi la primavera.
Yeah.
Almost like spring.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, first of all, Emanuele, our listeners are located all around the world. I like to give them a picture of where we are. So can you describe to us where Marsala is and also that beautiful view from the terrace of Le Lumie?
Yeah, the restaurant is located in Marsala in a part with a view of Egadi Islands. And therefore, the sea where we can admire the different sunset is very romantic place. It's a beautiful place because it's a territorial city of Marsala, and the restaurant is to island, to sunset, to different territory of this part of Sicily.
I was with you at lunchtime, but I imagine the sunsets must be absolutely amazing. The Egadi Islands are so suggestive, these large islands rising from the sea across from the northwest coast. We'll talk about the Egadi Islands a little bit later, and you have the Stagnone, this shallow lagoon with the island of Mozia.
Yes, Mozia, Isola Lunga, Long Island. In Sicily, but non in America.
Yes.
And this part is a name of Stagnone because the sea is very small sea and very, very salted. It's a part particularly because the fish in this part is very flavored.
Oh, that's interesting. And of course, the salt is a very historic product, a salt that goes back to the time of the Phoenicians.
Yeah.
It's an ancient land. I know that the Greeks were in western Sicily at Segesta and Selinunte, the Phoenicians and the Carthaginians at Mozia, the Romans, Marsala was the Lilybaeum, the Byzantines, the Arabs, the Normans, the Spanish, the British who came in the 18th century to establish the Marsala wine dynasty. So it's an area that's had a lot of different civilizations passing through, and that's had an effect on the food as well, hasn't it?
Yeah, this part is a strategic area because the Phoenician, the Punic, the other contamination in this area is a more contented for war. is a best place for Punic. Mozia is example of museum to the Island Museum because it's very fantastic. A part of Stagnone, very, very interesting. And this area is in the other years is born the saline.
It's where the salt is gathered. Yeah.
Yeah. Is the salt in this area is very important and very very good because it's very natural. In best experience in August when the special moment of the salt. When the person, because the salt is catch in with the hand, and very very particularly because song the person is the typical song for this production.
Okay.
Is a fantastic because you turn in 15 years old. Is a very very fantastic because is a history moment when I get the soul.
Yeah, that's a really beautiful thing to describe, Emanuele, because it's the artisan production of salt. Further up the coast at Trapani, there's industrial salt production, but this is all hand harvested, as you say, and the salt pans over the course of summer with the heat and the wind are evaporating and getting more and more concentrated. And finally, in August, those salt gatherers can scoop that special fiore di sale, that special salt that has the flavors of the lagoon, and it's a beautiful salt. I'm sure you use that salt in your cooking too, then.
Yeah, in the May is the period of tuna, in the period of the salt, the period of the onion, and we work with this product. Is very simple because the nature have a best product in the earth for me.
Okay, so you mentioned the tuna. Now, Favignano, one of the Egadi Islands, has always been famous for tuna, with the fleets catching the fish. And there were once, I think, a lot of tonari on Favignano. Are they still there?
Yeah, Favignana is the when born the tuna in the first production in tuna to scatoletta. The Florio born this preparation, the tuna, and the Favignana is a island of Tonnara because it is the best place of tuna.
Okay, so the Florio family, who the name we know also from Marsala wine, Marsala, of course, being a famous wine known all around the world. And we're actually in the town of Marsala. People may not realize that Marsala is a small town in western Sicily where that famous wine began in the 18th century. But the Florios were very important in terms of wine, but also, as you say, in developing the tuna industry and putting the tuna into cans. You cook the tuna fresh, though, when you get the beautiful tuna when it's fresh, Emanuele, don't you?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful, beautiful fish. I think we had some in the restaurant. Now, Emanuele, the history of this area with the different civilizations passing through has left a very strong influence on the cuisine. And I want to turn to the influence of the Arabs. Western Sicily was particularly important when the Arabs occupied Sicily for, I think it was nearly 200 years, wasn't it, before the Normans? And even today, there's still a strong influence. We're not that far from Tunisia, and I know that the cooking of certain dishes has been influenced by the Arabs. Can you talk about that a little bit?
The Sicily have tradition of cuisine is very very large. I love the typical food because if you come from Marsala to Trapani, some recipe is very very different because in Trapani, for example, the couscous in Trapani prepare with the almond and the cinnamon with the fish. But in Marsala have a different preparation with the lemon, with the parsley, with a little bit salt, but is a large prepare to couscous. The tuna is a particular ingredient in this area because in Trapani area is prepared with different the recipe. In Marsala, for example, is a very very important stufato of tuna is a sauce of tuna fish with mint and garlic. In Trapani is very very important is the salted tuna with the interior of tuna, with the heart, with the tuma is the egg, the salt egg. The botarga is very famous botarga of tuna. Lattume, sasizella is the salame of tuna with the prepared with the part of very red of tuna. It's very very fantastic with the more salt and pepper. I like cook the different. In different period I have the different ingredient. For me is very very important the vegetable garden, and because I have an experience of territory in this period. I have the chicoria, the vegetable very very green, and in summer I have the eggplant, the zucchini, and the other. For me it's fantastic because the Arabian and the other person when come in Marsala in Sicily is take the a little bit recipe translate all in a language of different. The Arabian is a more prepare the recipe with the almond, cinnamon is very very spicy. When come in Sicily, the Normandy, the French, the Spanish is prepare the fry production, and the Sicily is a mix of different cuisine of the world. It's fantastic. This.
Yes, that is a really, really good description of how you have these influences from all the civilizations passing through to give this incredibly complex flavor. Sicilian cuisine is completely unique to the rest of Italy, and that's why I think it's so exciting. That's interesting as well, Emanuele, how you were saying that even between Trapani and Marsala, and they're not far away at all, we're talking about, I don't know, 30 kilometers. It's not far up the road.
Yeah, 30 kilometers, yes.
But the dishes are subtly different. The couscous, which is one of the famous dishes for at Les Lumières and which we sampled, is very, very special. And also, I want you to explain, Emanuele, I think our listeners think that couscous comes in a packet and you just add some boiling water to it and presto, you have couscous. But when you make couscous, it's a much more laborious because you take the grano duro, the semola. Can you describe what you do to make the couscous?
Yeah, the couscous is a product now is a territorial recipe. The couscous is prepared with the semola. In the first time, the semola is worked with the water in a recipient is with water, and around the hand prepare this couscous. If you take the water, more water is the grain is lit big, and the different of the territory is this is a different of territory. From San Vito Lo Capo to Marsala, the grain is from San Vito is little grain. In Marsala is a big grain. This preparation is cooked in steam in a pan. The name is couscousiera. Couscous make pan for 1 hour to steam with the water or soup, and after take the couscous, the semola, and the soup together is one part and one part. You rest in a container for 1 hour, and after it's ready. The preparation of couscous is normally 3 or 4 hours.
Okay, and it is so delicious. And I just want our listeners to get a picture of when you did this. You were making the couscous in a large ceramic bowl, and as you just explained, you would just add a little bit of water to the bowl, and then with your hands, you would sift the grains, these hard grains of durum wheat, the semola. And as that sift together with the addition of a small drops of water, gradually those grains stuck together and became bigger and bigger. And when that was ready, that was the couscous that you then took to be steamed over this concentrated fish broth. Absolutely delicious.
Coming back to America, Vinitaly International Academy, the ultimate Italian wine qualification will be held in New York City from 4 to 6 March 2024. Have you got what it takes to become the next Italian wine ambassador? Find out at vinitaly.com.
Emanuele, I think that you once won a World Couscous Championship. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah, in 2007, yeah.
Yeah, 2017. 2007. Yeah.
Yeah, 2007 is the championship of couscous in San Vitolo Capo with my grand maestro Giovanni.
Okay.
Is prepared the couscous with the crab of Stagnone.
Okay.
It's a delicious recipe because it's very sweetly, but have salted because in Stagnone is the salt is more. Is a fantastic recipe. It's a fantastic couscous because. In Marsala is typical prepared with the crab.
Oh, okay. That sounds absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Now, just speaking about some of these very special ingredients you have, I know Mazzara del Vallo is a very important fishing port just down the coast where you get a great selection of fish and shellfish. But there's one particularly prized product known all around Italy, the gambero rosso, the red prawn of Mazzara del Vallo. Can you tell us about this?
Mazzara del Vallo is a best place in part of the Trapani is the first part of Arabian colonized. The red shrimps is fantastic. I love work this ingredient because it's very sweet. For me, is one of best ingredient of fish in the world. I like work this product, this ingredient. I like prepare raw because for me raw is fantastic with a little bit oil and lemon zest. Stop. No salt, no other. But if you hit the red shrimps fry, it's fantastic because inside the heat in the May and June have the egg. It's very very bomb. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's exquisite.
Because it's similar to urkinsi.
Oh, the sea urchin.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's a wonderful.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful food. Yes, I really, really love it. It's a real treat to be in Western Sicily where you get it so fresh.
Yeah.
Emanuele, I'd like to turn to Sicilian food or your food, the foods of Le Lumiere and wine. I know that pairing wine with your cuisine is important to you. And in fact, your cousin, Pietro Russo, is a winemaker at Donna Fugata in Marsala. Pietro is also a very good friend of the Italian Wine Podcast and Vinitaly International, and he's the one who first told me about you. So I was delighted when we had a meal with you that we were able to sample a range of wines from Donna Fugata. But Marsala has a wonderful range now of table wines, although we think of the fortified Marsala, the famous fortified wines of Marsala. Today, more and more producers are making fabulous table wines from grapes such as Grillo and Inzolia and Catarato, wines that go very, very well with food. So can you tell us a little bit about wine and food and pairing wines, and maybe some of your favorite wine and food pairings?
The friendship with the master of wine is fundamental for me. My cousin Pietro is a reference how to go to a part of wine and the restaurant. The combination of food and wine is essential for the success of a good job. The commonly will a territory like Sicily and Italy, which are fundamental in this moment, especially now that we finally have the first Italian master of wine, Gabriele. Pietro Gabriele is more friend.
Yes.
You know. Pietro for me is a brother. He's a cousin, but he's a brother because it's very, very important for my inspiration. In Sicily, have a great tradition of wine. I think the Grillo is the best typology of grape in this part of Sicily. I think the Marsala, the old Marsala is Perpetuo, the Stravecchio is prepared with this grape. For Marsala, it's very important the pairing with the food and the wine. I like the Grillo with the couscous, and I prefer or the red wine. For example, for Tancredi of Donna Fugata, I love this wine. A little bit fresh with a tuna tartare is
Yes.
fantastic.
Oh, Tancredi, that's one of my favorite wines. A blend of Cabernet and Nero d'Avola. It's a beautiful wine that's fresh and vibrant. We ended our meal with you with a very special wine made by your cousin, an exquisite dessert wine, Ben Raye, Passito di Pantelleria. Tell us about this wine.
This one is the queen of the passiti. Passito di Pantelleria is a big wine. It's a fantastic. I like this wine because it's sweet, but it's no more sweet. It's a wine for whole. For me, it's impossible. Take one person. Is I don't like Berrier. It's impossible because the Berrier is fantastic. This grape is. Zibibo with a passita to dry with the wine and the sun, and prepare this wine fantastic with the fresh and the dried grape. I like pairing this wine with millefolie with the cream, and I like this wine with the panettone or colomba. For me, it's a fantastic pairing.
Actually, I think you made some panettone when we visited you, and it was a fantastic pairing. Emanuele, I enjoyed our visit to you this year. I've really enjoyed our conversation. I wish we were sharing a glass of Ben Raye together. Well, we've been talking, but maybe the next time. I hope that when our listeners visit Marsala or anywhere in Western Sicily, that they will find their way to Les Lumières. I look forward to seeing you again. But in the meantime, thank you so much for being my guest today.
Thank you. With great pleasure. I wait for you.
Great. Alla prossima. Grazie.
Ciao, grazie.
Grazie. Buona giornata.
A te, grazie.
We
Thank
hope
you
you
very
enjoyed
much.
today's episode of Wine, Food and Travel with me, Marc Millon, on Italian Wine Podcast. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe right here or wherever you get your pods. Likewise, you can visit us at ItalianWinePodcast.com. Until next time, chin chin.